ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ನಾನು ರಾಜೇಶ್ ಎಸ್ ರಾಜಿಘಟ್ಟ, ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಪ್ರಥಮ ದರ್ಜೆ ಕಾಲೇಜು ದೊಡ್ಡಬಳ್ಳಾಪುರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಣಿಜ್ಯಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಸಹಾಯಕ ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕನಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. All of you might have gone through my previous video lecture on introductory part of ratio analysis. Now I am welcoming you all back to the second session on ratio analysis. In the previous part, the session was about conceptual aspects of ratio analysis, and in that part at the end of the session we paused at modern purpose-based classification of accounting ratios, in which ratios were broadly categorized as liquidity ratios, profitability ratios, activity or turnover ratios, leverage or solvency ratios, and investment ratios. In this session and in the following sessions, we will be learning about these purposive categories of ratios in detail with some worked problems. Friends, if necessary, please have with you a notebook, a pen and calculator. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಈ ಹಿಂದಿನ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನುಪಾತ ವಿಶ್ಲೇಷಣೆಯ ಬಗೆಗಿನ ಅರ್ಥ, ಅದರ ವಿವರಣೆ, ಉದ್ದೇಶಗಳು, ಪರಿಕಲ್ಪನೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಂಡೆವು. ಈಗ ಹಾಗೂ ಮುಂದಿನ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಪಾಠಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅನುಪಾತಗಳ ಆಧುನಿಕ ವಿಂಗಡಣೆಗಳಾದ ದ್ರವ್ಯತೆ ಅಳೆಯುವ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯದ ಅನುಪಾತಗಳು, ಲಾಭದಾಯಕತೆಯ ಅನುಪಾತಗಳು, ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ವಹಿವಾಟು ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯದ ಅನುಪಾತಗಳು, ಋಣ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯ ಅನುಪಾತಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ಹೂಡಿಕೆ ಸೆಳೆಯುವ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯದ ಅನುಪಾತಗಳನ್ನು ಒಂದೊಂದಾಗಿ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗಳ ಸಮೇತ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ನಿಮಗೇನಾದರೂ ಟಿಪ್ಪಣಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕೆಂದಿದ್ದರೆ ಒಂದು ನೋಟು ಪುಸ್ತಕ, ಪೆನ್ನು ಹಾಗೂ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟರನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮೊಡನೆ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದು ಒಳಿತು. Let us start with the first category of modern classification of accounting ratios, that is liquidity ratios. Liquidity refers to the ability of a business concern to meet its current or short-term obligations as and when they become due. Liquidity is related to the study of a business firm's short-term solvency and ability to pay off its current liabilities out of its current assets. Liquidity ratios are those accounting ratios calculated to judge a firm's ability to meet short-term obligations out of its short-term assets. Liquidity is a measure of a business concern's ability to cover its immediate and short-term debts and obligations, normally due within 1 year. Put in other words, liquidity can also mean the ability of a concern to convert an investment or an asset into cash whenever required and without much loss and risk. Here, liquid means cash. The company or business concern has to pay its short-term dues normally through cash. Therefore, the ability of the concern to pay its dues will be of much importance to short-term fund providers and suppliers of goods and services, suppliers of raw materials, and to some extent to workers, employees, etc. As we are all aware of, a business firm may be having huge profits, but as books of accounts are usually maintained under mercantile system or accrual system and cash system of accounting, that is mixed system of maintaining accounts. Profits earned by that concern do not mean that firm holds that much of cash equal to profit with it. In the same way, if a firm has incurred loss, this does not mean that the company does not have sufficient cash with it. Therefore, profits or losses may not serve as a basis for measuring liquidity of a concern. Hence, to measure the immediate paying capacity of dues, liquidity ratios are calculated. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ದ್ರವ್ಯತೆಯ ಅನುಪಾತಗಳನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಅಂದರೆ ಹಣ ಎಂಬುದಾಗಿ ವ್ಯಾವಹಾರಿಕವಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥೈಸಬಹುದು. ದ್ರವ್ಯತೆ ಎಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ಅಥವಾ ಚರ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ಅಲ್ಪಾವಧಿ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳು, ಸಾಲಗಳನ್ನು ಮರುಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡುವ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯ ಎಂದು ಅರ್ಥ. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಈ ಅಲ್ಪಾವಧಿ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳು ಸಾಲಗಳನ್ನು ಹಣದ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಹಣದ ಸಮಾನವಾದಂತಹ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಪಸಾತಿ ಮಾಡಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ವಾಪಸಾತಿ ಮಾಡಲು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಇರುವ ಚರಾಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಎಷ್ಟು ಶಕ್ತವಾಗಿವೆ ಎಂಬುದನ್ನು ದ್ರವ್ಯತೆಯ ಅನುಪಾತಗಳು ಅಳೆಯುತ್ತವೆ. Liquidity ratios measures how far a business concern's current assets are able to meet its current liabilities in time without much loss and without much risk. There are three important liquidity ratios, namely current ratio, liquid ratio or quick ratio, or it can also be called as acid test ratio, and absolute liquid ratio. Observe here, there is distinction between liquidity ratios and liquid ratio. If you are asked to calculate liquidity ratios, you have to calculate all the three ratios. If on the other hand you are asked to calculate liquid ratio, you have to calculate liquid ratio or quick ratio only. ಮೂರು ರೀತಿಯ ದ್ರವ್ಯತೆಯ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯವನ್ನು ಅಳೆಯುವ ಅನುಪಾತಗಳು ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತವೆ. ಒಂದನೆಯದು ಚರ ಅನುಪಾತ, ಎರಡನೆಯದು ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಅನುಪಾತ, ಮೂರನೆಯದು ನಿಚ್ಚಳ ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಅನುಪಾತ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ದ್ರವ್ಯತೆಯ ಅನುಪಾತಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಅನುಪಾತಗಳ ನಡುವಿನ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ನೀವು ನೋಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಿಮಗೆ ದ್ರವ್ಯತೆಯ ಅನುಪಾತಗಳನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಿರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಮೂರು ಅನುಪಾತಗಳನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಅನುಪಾತವನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಿರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕೇವಲ ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಅನುಪಾತವ ಅಥವಾ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ. Current ratio is an important liquidity ratio which establishes the quantitative relationship between the current assets and current liabilities of a firm. ಚರ ಅನುಪಾತ ಎಂಬುದು ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಚರ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಚರ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳ ನಡುವಿನ ಪರಿಮಾಣಾತ್ಮಕ ಸಂಬಂಧವನ್ನು ಏರ್ಪಡಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ divided by current liabilities. Or it can also be written as current ratio equals to current assets is to current liabilities. ಇದನ್ನು ಚರ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಚರ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳ ನಡುವಿನ ಭಿನ್ನ ರಾಶಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. The calculation of current ratio requires two aspects, current assets and current liabilities. Current assets are those assets which can be converted into cash within one accounting period or one operating cycle are usually 1 year. Current assets include short-term assets that are going to be used up in less than 1 year or within one operating cycle on day-to-day basis by the concern. ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ವಾರಸುದಾರಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ಲೆಕ್ಕಿಯ ವರ್ಷ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಾಚರಣೆಯ ಆವರ್ತ ಅವಧಿಯ ಒಳಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಕಾರ್ಯಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬಳಸಿ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆಯೋ ಅಥವಾ ನಗದಾಗಿ ಪರಿವರ್ತಿಸಲು ಸಾಧ್ಯವಿದೆಯೋ ಅಂತಹ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಚರ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಇಂತಹ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯು ಅಲ್ಪಾವಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಳಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಿಡುತ್ತದೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಗದಾಗಿ ಪರಿವರ್ತಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. Current liabilities are those liabilities which have to be repayable within a short period or one accounting period or a business operating cycle or normally a year. ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ಸಾಲಗಳನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಪಾವಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ವಿತ್ತೀಯ ವರ್ಷ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾರ್ಯಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳ ಆವರ್ತ ಅವಧಿಯ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಮರುಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತದೆಯೋ ಅಂತಹ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಗಳನ್ನು ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ಚರ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳು ಎಂದು ಹೇಳುವರು. ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್. ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ which are going to be realized with 100% certainty, that is they can be sold with 100% certainty during a particular year, can also be included in the current assets of that year. The same is true in the case of long-term liabilities, but let us not bother about such advanced treatment for now. Let us focus on only the simple meaning of current assets and current liabilities. The following table lists out the various current assets and current liabilities. Current assets include cash and bank balances, bills receivables, sundry debtors, short-term investments, temporary or marketable securities, short-term loans and advances, inventories such as stock of raw materials, stock of work in process, stock of stores and spares, stock of finished goods, prepaid expenses, accrued incomes, etc. Observe current assets. These assets are either used up in the operational activities of the business concern or converted into cash within a short period of time, normally a year. Current liabilities include bank overdraft, bills payables, sundry creditors, outstanding expenses, dividends payable, short-term loans and advances, provision against current assets like provision for bad debts, tax payable, etc. These liabilities are normally paid out within a short period of time or within a period of 1 year. The current ratio indicates the ability of the firm to meet its short-term obligations out of its short-term assets. It shows the margin available towards working capital after meeting current liabilities out of current assets. Working capital is that capital required to meet the day-to-day operational requirements of a firm. Mathematically, it is the difference between current assets and current liabilities. Some authors say working capital is the excess of current assets over current liabilities. Any change in current ratio will have its impact on working capital. ಚರ ಅನುಪಾತ ಅಥವಾ ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಅನುಪಾತವು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಚರ ಬಂಡವಾಳವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಧರಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ದಿನನಿತ್ಯದ ಕಾರ್ಯಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಬಹುದಾದ ಬಂಡವಾಳವನ್ನು ಚರ ಅಥವಾ ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾರ್ಯವಾಹಕ ಬಂಡವಾಳ ಎನ್ನುವರು. ಗಣಿತಾತ್ಮಕವಾಗಿ ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳ ನಡುವಿನ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಬಂಡವಾಳ ಎನ್ನಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಚರ ಅನುಪಾತದಲ್ಲಿನ ಯಾವುದೇ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸವು ಚರ ಬಂಡವಾಳದ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಭಾವ ಬೀರುತ್ತದೆ. As a convention, current ratio of 2:1 is said to be an ideal one. That means every rupee of current liabilities should be backed by rupees 2 current assets, so that the balance rupee 1 remains to meet core current assets or working capital requirements. Under ratio analysis, there are no standards fixed for any ratio. However, for a few ratios like current ratio, as a practice or rule of thumb, a logically based measures have been assigned. In this case, a 2:1 ratio reflects a safety cushion available to short-term lenders and to the firm. From short-term lenders' point of view, they can expect 2 times safety for their funds. And from the business concerns point of view, after paying all short-term dues, the firm can retain one part for its operational activities as core current assets or working capital. Another reason to maintain current ratio at 2:1 is that current liabilities, which are normally payable in full, are fixed, but the realization of current assets into cash is dependent on unexpected market conditions. Therefore, it is necessary to keep 2 times current assets of current liabilities, so that the company can meet its current obligations even if realization of current assets is reduced to half. So, experts say 2:1 current ratio is ideal one, but it is not mandatory standard and depends upon the financial analysts and business concerned. ಸಾಂಪ್ರದಾಯಿಕವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ತಾರ್ಕಿಕವಾಗಿ 2:1 ಅನುಪಾತವನ್ನು ಆದರ್ಶ ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಅನುಪಾತ ಎಂದು ಅನುಭವಿಗಳು ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಕಾರಣ, ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳಿಗಿಂತ 2 ಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದರೆ ಅಲ್ಪಾವಧಿ ಸಾಲ ಕೊಡುವವರಿಗೂ ಹಾಗೂ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಚರಬಂಡವಾಳದ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಸುರಕ್ಷಿತ ರಕ್ಷಾ ಕವಚವಾಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ. ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು 50% ಕಡಿಮೆಯಾದರೂ ಸಹ ಸಾಲಗಾರರು ಅಥವಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಬಂಡವಾಳದ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಸುರಕ್ಷಿತ ಎಂದು 2:1 ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಅನುಪಾತವನ್ನು ಆದರ್ಶ ಅನುಪಾತವಾಗಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳಿಗೂ ಮಾನದಂಡವೇನಲ್ಲ. ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದಂತಹ ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಅನುಪಾತಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾನಕಗಳಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳಬಹುದು. After knowing the theoretical aspects of current ratio, let us work out some simple problems on calculation of current ratio. Problem number 1. Given current assets rupees 50,000 and current liabilities rupees 20,000, find current ratio. The solution is, write the current ratio formula as discussed previously. Current ratio equals to current assets divided by current liabilities. Then substitute the values of current assets and current liabilities into the formula. ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳ ಬೆಲೆಗಳನ್ನು ಆ ಜಾಗಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ, ಬೇಕಿದ್ದರೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟರನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿ. The ratio works out to 2.5:1. All liquidity ratios will be written like this only. You may be getting in your calculator the answer as 2.5, but we should write all liquidity ratios, that is current ratio, liquid ratio and absolute liquid ratio, as 2.5:1. 1 should be there in the answer. It means for every 1 rupee of current liability, there are 2.5 rupees of current assets. Let us work out another problem. Problem number 2. The following are the current assets and current liabilities of two firms, A and B. Firm A has current assets rupees 5,50,000, current liabilities rupees 2,20,000. Firm B has current assets rupees 8,30,000 and current liabilities rupees 4,85,000. Compute current ratio and comment. Observe, here we have to calculate current ratio as well as comment. Commenting is not necessary if not asked for. Let us solve this problem. As usual, current ratio formula has to be written. Current ratio equals to current assets divided by current liabilities. Substitute the values of firm A to find out current ratio of firm A. 5,50,000 divided by 2,20,000. It works out to 2.5:1. Similarly, substitute the values of current assets and current liabilities for computing current ratio of firm B. It works out to 1.71:1. Then we are asked to comment. Therefore, a 2:1 current ratio is said to be ideal. Therefore, firm A is better placed than firm B in terms of liquidity position according to current ratio, is our comment. The numerator used in liquid ratio, that is liquid assets, refer to those current assets which are immediately convertible into cash without much loss. ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ನಷ್ಟವಿಲ್ಲದೆ ನಗದಾಗಿ ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆಯಾಗಬಲ್ಲಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯಲಾಗಿದೆ. All current assets except inventories and prepaid expenses fall into the meaning of liquid assets. ದಾಸ್ತಾನುಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಮುಂಗಡ ಪಾವತಿಸಿದ ಖರ್ಚುಗಳು ಇವುಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊರತುಪಡಿಸಿ ಇತರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯಲಾಗಿದೆ. Why inventories and prepaid expenses are kept aside from current assets to mean liquid assets? Because conversion of inventories into cash immediately results in loss due to giving huge discounts, price cuts, etc., and affects operational activities of the firm, because stoppage of business activities due to shortage or non-availability of raw materials or saleable inventories amounts to worst management of a business concern. Similarly, prepaid expenses are expenses paid in advance, cannot be reclaimed but salvaged or recouped by availing benefits of such expenses. Therefore, out of current assets, these two are kept out to mean liquid. Therefore, liquid assets equals to current assets minus inventories minus prepaid expenses. We have to exclude inventories and prepaid expenses from current assets to get liquid assets in an equation form. Some experts on the subject prefer to use liquid liabilities instead of current liabilities while calculating liquid ratio. Liquid liabilities refer to current liabilities except bank overdraft. This is because normally bank overdraft is held as permanent mode of short-term credit backed by some assets as security. If bank overdraft is payable on demand, then there is no difference between liquid liabilities and current liabilities. If liquid liabilities are considered instead of current liabilities, liquid ratio is calculated as follows. Liquid ratio equals to liquid assets divided by liquid liabilities, or liquid ratio equals to liquid asset is to liquid liabilities. ಕೆಲವು ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಅನುಪಾತವನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯುವಾಗ ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳ ಬದಲಾಗಿ ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನು ಬಳಸಬೇಕು ಎಂದು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಾರೆ. ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳಿಂದ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನ ಮೀರೆಳೆತ ಅಥವಾ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನ ಖಾತೆ ಕೊರತೆಯನ್ನು ಹೊರತುಪಡಿಸಿದ ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಹೂಡಿಕೆಗಳು. ಇದು ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನ ಮೀರೆಳೆತಗಳನ್ನು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು ಶಾಶ್ವತ ಅಲ್ಪಾವಧಿ ಸಾಲವಾಗಿ ಬಳಸುತ್ತಿರುತ್ತವೆ. ಅಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ದ್ರವ್ಯದ ಅನುಪಾತವನ್ನು ಕೆಳಕಂಡಂತೆ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಅನುಪಾತ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಭಾಗಾಕಾರ ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಗಳು. Quick ratio or liquid ratio is a measure of the instant debt paying capacity of the business enterprise. It is a measure of the extent to which liquid resources are immediately available to meet current obligations of the concern. A 1:1 liquid ratio has been considered as an ideal one. This is considered better enough to meet immediate short-term obligations. A liquid ratio is calculated as supplementary to current ratio in measuring the ability of the firm in meeting its obligations without waiting for realization of resources. ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯು ತನ್ನ ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಪಾವಧಿ ಸಾಲಗಳನ್ನು ವಾಪಸಾತಿ ಮಾಡುವಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ನಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲಗಳನ್ನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಶೀಘ್ರವಾಗಿ ನಗದಾಗಿ ಪರಿವರ್ತಿಸಬಲ್ಲದು ಎಂಬ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯವನ್ನು ಅಳೆಯಲು ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಅನುಪಾತವನ್ನು ಬಳಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ತಾರ್ಕಿಕವಾಗಿ 1:1ರ ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಅನುಪಾತವನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಆದರ್ಶ ಅನುಪಾತವಾಗಿ ತಿಳಿಯಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಇದು ಸಾಂದರ್ಭಿಕವಾಗಿ ಈ 1:1 ಅನುಪಾತವು ಸಾಂದರ್ಭಿಕವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಅನುಗುಣವಾಗಿ ಬದಲಾಗಲೂಬಹುದು. After knowing about theoretical aspects of liquid ratio, let us work out some simple problems on liquid ratio. Problem number 3. Given liquid assets rupees 30,000 and current liabilities rupees 20,000, find liquid ratio. The solution: write liquid ratio equals to liquid assets divided by current liabilities. Then substitute the values of liquid assets and liquid liabilities into the formula. Find out the ratio. It works out to be 1.5:1. Problem number 4. The following are the liquid assets and current liabilities of two firms, X and Y. Firm X has liquid assets rupees 35,000 and current liabilities rupees 30,000. Firm Y has liquid assets rupees 5,40,000 and current liabilities rupees 4,80,000. Compute quick ratio and comment is the problem. The solution is: write the formula for quick ratio, that is liquid assets divided by current liabilities. Substitute the values of liquid assets and current liabilities of firm X to find out quick ratio of firm X and calculate it works out to be 1.17 is to 1. In the same way, substitute the values of firm Y into the places of liquid assets and current liabilities and calculate. It works out to 1.125 is to 1. A 1:1 quick ratio is said to be ideal. Hence, both the firms are better placed in terms of liquidity position according to liquid ratio. A third liquidity ratio is absolute liquid ratio or super quick ratio. ನಿಚ್ಚಳವಾದಂತಹ ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಅನುಪಾತ. A more rigorous test of short-term solvency of a business firm. It is the accounting ratio which establishes the quantitative relationship between absolute liquid assets and current liabilities. The ratio is calculated as follows. Absolute liquid ratio equals to absolute liquid assets divided by current liabilities. Absolute liquid assets here are cash, bank balances and marketable securities only. A 0.5 is to 1 absolute liquid ratio is said to be ideal one. This ratio is of recent origin and used very rarely by financial analysts. ಇನ್ನು ಕಠಿಣವಾದಂತಹ ಕಟ್ಟುನಿಟ್ಟಿನ ದ್ರವ್ಯತೆಯ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯವನ್ನು ಅಳೆಯುವಂತಹ ಅನುಪಾತ ಎಂದರೆ ನಿಚ್ಚಳ ದ್ರವ್ಯತೆಯ ಅನುಪಾತ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಅನುಪಾತವು ನಿಚ್ಚಳ ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳ ನಡುವಿನ ಪರಿಮಾಣಾತ್ಮಕ ಸಂಬಂಧವನ್ನು ಏರ್ಪಡಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ಕೆಳಗಿನ ಅಂತೆ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Absolute liquid ratio equals to absolute liquid assets divided by current liabilities. ನಿಚ್ಚಳ ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಅನುಪಾತ equals to ನಿಚ್ಚಳ ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಭಾಗಾಕಾರ ಚಾಲ್ತಿ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳು. 0.5:1 ರ ನಿಚ್ಚಳ ದ್ರವ್ಯ ಅನುಪಾತವನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಆದರ್ಶ ಅನುಪಾತವಾಗಿ ಬಳಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಅನುಪಾತವು ಇತ್ತೀಚಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರವರ್ಧಮಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತಿದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರಾಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಬಳಸಲಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. Let us work out problems on all the three liquidity ratios. Problem number 5. Given debtors rupees 50,000, inventory rupees 75,000, bills receivables rupees 30,000, cash rupees 5,000, creditors rupees 55,000, short-term loans rupees 25,000. Calculate current ratio, liquid ratio and absolute liquid ratio. The solution is, write down the formula. Current ratio equals to current assets divided by current liabilities. As the data is given in individual format about individual current assets, we have to sum up them to find out total current assets. Therefore, current assets as per given information equals to debtors plus inventory plus bills receivables plus cash. Substitute the values rupees 50,000 debtors plus 75,000 inventory plus rupees 30,000 bills receivable plus rupees 5,000 cash, which amounts to rupees 1,60,000. Total current assets equals to 1,60,000. Similarly, there are two current liabilities which are given in the problem, that is creditors and short-term loans. Add them up to find out current liabilities. It amounts to rupees 80,000, adding up rupees 55,000 creditors and rupees 25,000 short-term loans. Then apply the formula, substitute the values of current assets and current liabilities into the formula and find out the current ratio. Current ratio works out to be 2:1. Then coming to liquid ratio, The formula is liquid assets divided by current liabilities. Find out liquid assets. It may be found out like current assets minus inventory minus prepaid expenses. Rupees 1,60,000 minus 75,000. Prepaid expenses are not there. Therefore, out of current assets, deduct rupees 75,000, which amounts to rupees 85,000. Liquid assets are rupees 85,000. Instead of this, you can also find out liquid assets by adding up debtors, cash, bills receivable only. Then substituting the values of liquid assets and current liabilities into the liquid ratio formula, we get the liquid ratio as 1.0625:1. Then finding out absolute liquid ratio, we know that formula for absolute liquid ratio equals to absolute liquid assets divided by current liabilities. Absolute liquid assets are cash, bank balance and marketable securities. In this problem, only cash balance is given. It amounts to rupees 5,000. Current liabilities we have already found out. Substitute the values of absolute liquid assets and current liabilities into absolute liquid ratio formula. It amounts to 0.0625:1. Worked problem number 6. Given closing stock rupees 20,000, sundry debtors rupees 25,500, bills receivables rupees 15,000, cash and bank balance rupees 10,800, creditors rupees 25,000, bank overdraft rupees 3,000. Calculate liquid ratio. Observe here bank overdraft is given. Solution. Liquid ratio equals to liquid assets divided by current liabilities. When liquid liabilities include bank overdraft, we have the following solution. First, find out liquid assets. Sundry debtors plus bills receivables plus cash and bank balance constitute liquid assets. Closing stock is not part of liquid assets, therefore it is excluded. Substituting the amounts, sundry debtors rupees 25,500, bills receivables rupees 15,000, cash and bank balance rupees 10,800, it amounts to 51,300. Then find out current liabilities. Creditors plus bank overdraft rupees 25,000 plus rupees 3,000 equals to rupees 28,000. Substitute the values of liquid assets and current liabilities into the formula and calculate the ratio. It amounts to 1.832:1. When bank overdraft is excluded from current liabilities, liquid ratio is calculated using the formula liquid assets divided by liquid liabilities, where liquid liabilities equals to current liabilities minus bank overdraft or all current liabilities except bank overdraft. Therefore, in the given problem, liquid liabilities equals to creditors, that is rupees 25,000 only. Substituting the values into liquid ratio, it amounts to 2.052:1. Worked problem number 7. Given current assets rupees 60,000, current ratio 3:1. Compute current liabilities and working capital. These type of problems are called reverse problems, wherein ratios will be given and some clues will be given. Based on that clues, we have to compute other items values. In this case, current ratio is given, current assets are given, and we are asked to calculate current liabilities and working capital. Based on the items given in the problem, we have to select the relevant ratio. The relevant ratio here in this problem is current ratio. So current ratio equals to current assets divided by current liabilities. Substitute the values of current ratio and current assets. Keep current liabilities as it is. Current ratio is given as 3:1. It means it amounts to 3 only, because 3 by 1 equals to 3. Therefore, current ratio 3 equals to current assets rupees 60,000 divided by current liabilities. Applying mathematical relationships, that is cross multiplication principle, we can have current liabilities equals to rupees 60,000 divided by 3, which amounts to rupees 20,000. ಓರೆ ಗುಣಾಕಾರ ತತ್ವವನ್ನು ಅಳವಡಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಇದನ್ನು ಪರಿಹಾರ ಹುಡುಕಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಿಂದಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ 20,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳು ಬಂದಿದೆ. ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್. ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಚರ ಬಂಡವಾಳ ಅಂದರೆ ಚರಾಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಚರ ಹೊಣೆಗಳ ನಡುವಿನ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ. ನಮಗಿಲ್ಲಿ we know amount of current assets and we have calculated amount of current liabilities. Substituting the values of current assets and current liabilities, 60,000 minus 20,000, working capital is rupees 40,000. Problem number 8. Calculate current ratio from the following: current assets rupees 7 lakhs, inventories rupees 2 lakhs, and working capital rupees 4,50,000. Here current liabilities are not given, but we are asked to calculate current ratio. Therefore, first we have to find out value of current liabilities using the relationship between working capital, current assets and current liabilities. Working capital equals to current assets minus current liabilities. We know this. So reshuffling the items mathematically, we get current liabilities equals to current assets minus working capital. Substituting the values of current assets as 7 lakhs minus working capital as 4,50,000, we get current liabilities rupees 2,50,000. Substitute the values of current assets and current liabilities into current ratio. 7 lakhs divided by 2,50,000 equals to 2.8:1. You may have doubt about why these inventories are given. It is confusing. It is to make you confused. We know that inventory is part of current assets. When current assets are given, inventories given separately should not be added into current assets. Problem number 9. Given total assets equals to 4 lakhs, fixed assets equals to 2,50,000, capital employed rupees 3 lakhs. Calculate current ratio. Current assets equals to total assets minus fixed assets. If we observe the structure of balance sheet on the asset side, normally total assets include fixed assets and current assets. When we exclude fixed assets from total assets, remaining part amounts to current assets. Therefore, current assets equals to total assets minus fixed assets. Using that relationship and substituting the values given in the problem, total assets rupees 4 lakhs minus fixed assets rupees 2,50,000 leads to current assets rupees 1,50,000. Similarly, on the liabilities side, normally total liabilities will be equal to total assets, and on liability side itself, normally total liabilities will include capital employed, long-term liabilities, and current liabilities. Here long-term liabilities are not given. Therefore, we assume that liability side include capital employed and current liabilities only. So as total assets and total liabilities are equal in a balance sheet, we are taking total assets value to compute current liabilities. Therefore, current liabilities equals to total assets minus capital employed. Substituting the values 4 lakhs minus 3 lakhs, current liabilities works out to rupees 1 lakh. Now, substitute the values of current assets and current liabilities into current ratio formula. You will find out current ratio as 1.5 is to 1. Problem number 10. Current ratio is 3 is to 1. Acid test ratio 2 is to 1. Current liabilities rupees 50,000. Find out current assets, liquid assets and inventory. So use current ratio formula, current assets divided by current liabilities. Substitute the given values. Current assets are not given, but current liabilities are given as 50,000. Current ratio is given as 3 is to 1. Therefore, take 3 in the place of current ratio. Write current assets as it is. Substitute value of current liabilities as 50,000. Then, using again cross multiplication rule, current assets equals to 3 into rupees 50,000 equals to 1,50,000. Liquid ratio equals to liquid assets divided by current liabilities. Same thing, given we have acid test ratio as 2, it amounts to 2 only. Substitute the value of 2 in the place of current liquid ratio. Liquid assets are not given, therefore write liquid assets as it is. Current liabilities are known to us and given in the problem, rupees 50,000. Substitute these values and apply the cross multiplication rule to find out liquid assets equals to 2 lakhs into rupees 50,000 equals to rupees 1 lakh. We know that inventory is the difference between current assets and liquid assets. In the previous discussion, we observed that liquid assets equals to current assets minus inventory minus prepaid expenses. In this problem, prepaid expenses are not given, but we are asked to calculate inventory. Therefore, prepaid expenses are excluded. Inventory is taken as the difference between current assets and liquid assets. And substituting the values, we found that inventory equals to rupees 50,000. That's all for now. Friends, work out and practice more problems on liquidity ratios by referring some good books. The discussion will be continued in next session, part 3, profitability ratios. Signing out, Rajesh S. Rajikatta.